So before I get started, I have to make sure that I have all the necessary supplies. We got switchblade, fake blood, pliers. Where's that fucking... There we go. Alright, so... The thing about dictionaryism. There's no term. Now, I do have all the supplies. The thing is, everyone thinks I'm just some fucking stupid-ass dictionary that can only define itself. And now that's stupid, is what that is. That's not even a real kind of dictionary. I think that'll work. Now, I could write a dictionary that is... I could write a dictionary in one page. Dictionary defines things, is defined. That in itself is a dictionary, but that's not me. No one told me PVC could burn. Now, there we go. A true dictionary has to be able to define not just itself, but others. So, I'll be defining some terms while I do whatever the fuck this is that I'm doing. When you are, like, so excited that you fall over, and it's like, that is, like, go mode. Because you're absolutely going. I am getting a lot of notifications. You're absolutely just going. And you don't even know what's going on. You don't know the situation. It's just like fucking crazy. Now, I do not have the ability to see who all is here right now. I'll just point that out. I do have the ability. I just don't feel like it. So in case anyone has joined who wasn't here when I went over it, we have all the necessary supplies for a quick rundown. We got a lighter, we got PVC, we got a switchblade, we got Dollar Tree, a few tools, basic hand tools, no power tools today, unfortunately, at this talk. No, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Now, the thing is, when it's go mode, you don't even know what's going on. I mean, you could, but it's not relevant to whether or not it's go mode. It's quite simple. Going. Now, there's a few other things that can happen when you fall over. Go mode is when you're, like, absolutely fucking going, and it's so fast you fall over. If you, like, don't even know what's going on, so you fall over from confusion or whatever, that's just like, what in the what? Because you're trying not to swear, there's kids around. You don't know. You don't know who's around. You never fucking know. You never fucking know who's around. This is not a good idea of a way to cut this. Now, if you are like, what in the what? That would be a verb. No. I think that would... Yes, that would be a verb. So right now we got nouns and verbs. Thesaurus. Is that a word or is that a noun? What? It's best not to think about it. Now, if you fall over out of confusion, that's your own fucking fault. Now, the thing about a crossbow moth, this is not done right. The thing about a crossbow moth is it doesn't have to be a moth. It can be anyone. even you can be a crossbow moth if you're devoted enough. And it can be any crossbow. And this, it seems intuitively. A crossbow moth has to be moth, and it has to be moth crossbow. Moth crossbow. Nope. That's some bullshit right there. Not alright. You see, for example, a great example, I would guess the only crossbow moth you're all familiar with is me. This is not a moth crossbow. This is a crossbow at school. It has a name. I don't remember it. It's not just moth. It's not just a moth crossbow. Now, a quick shout out to a woman named Shauna Silva. Some of you may know her, some of you may not. She's a celebrity. She's a celebrity now. And if you don't agree, you can fuck off and die. Cool. Now, few quick facts about Shauna Silva. Not really definition, more like footnotes. I do not have Q-tips. We'll use this. We're going to use a bolt because I, in fact, they used to call me Bolty, so we're going to use a bolt because I don't have Q-tips. Now, again, a footnote's not a definition. Shauna Silva does not like Big Floppa. We're not going to cancel her, but we might later. She does like Bingus. She does not like pictures of Bingus. There we go. She likes her children for some reason. She's just like Shauna. Now, fuck. Whenever Shauna has, seen a lot of Bingus, this does not work as a Q-tip. Whenever Shauna's seen a lot of Bingus, she's like, I'm bored of Bingus. Bingus bored. There we go. Now, Shauna to Bingus is like a... What's something that's refilled? A pen, I guess? Shauna to Bingus is ink to a pen. Now, a few other definitions. When you're walking in the nightmare, deep into urbanity, usually a city, and you're in that headspace, and you're with a group, and everything falls quiet, and everything feels wrong, and you look around at the people in your group, and you see pretty quickly, through their expressions, that they know something is wrong too, but after just a moment, you realize you're not seeing what everyone else is seeing, as the world slowly goes dark, as if there was a filter put over the world of a color that does not exist. And then slowly, everyone's head slowly turns to face straight at you. And they're all just frozen there, but you know that they're laughing at you. And then you blink, and all is well. Now that, I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. It's probably there's probably some definition that I could give, but I'm not going to. Because I don't feel I have the ability or the information. Now this here is a staple gun. It's also Stanley. Now, a lot of people think that Stanley is only a hammer. Those people are fucking wrong. They're fucking wrong. Stanley is and can be whatever he goddamn feels like, as long as it's at like a hardware section. Hardware section at Target. What's a scam but lies and says it's not a scam but it's lying? Target. There's no second camera. When Target is a hardware aisle, or when it has a hardware aisle, and you go in it and you find something like a staple gun, then that could be Stanley. You never know. I know. There's no staples in that. When it says in the Bible, there was a great flood, the whole Noah's Ark story is irrelevant. Because, you see, the Bible isn't real. And as much as we can pretend like it is, Noah's Ark is irrelevant when there's no ark, because there's no water. Like when a snake falls in the water and it kind of looks like an eel. None of that. None of that even comes up. Because water splish splashing around, it's not even really a thing that happens. It's not even... That's Christianity's biggest lie. Is water splish splashing around. And how sometimes it only takes 2 animals in an entire species fucking to keep that species going. Like, what? You know what I mean? I hope so, because I sure don't. Now, some more definitions. This here. This is Igor. If you know me in person, you may have met Igor. You might meet Igor in the future. He is missing an arm, but he's okay. Because he's plastic. You fucking weirdo. Notice his proportions. Elbow to shoulder. He's very long. Longer than it should be. Elbow to hand is about normal. Foot to knee is about normal. Knee to hip is very short. Now, a few definitions for Igor. He is a Dollar Tree. He's not from Dollar Tree. He is a Dollar Tree. When you give him $1, something happens. No one has ever given him $1. What the fuck is your problem? No one has ever given him $1, so no one knows what happens. But the thing is, when you give Igor $1 and something happens, whether it was worth it or not, you know what's going on. You know something's happening, something is going down, and you know if you're where you need to be. Now, as Igor starts doing whatever it is he does, we start to notice things changing all around. When pin tumbler locks are the most common kind of lock that use a key, maybe the most common kind of lock in the world right now. When Igor starts going, you don't know what kind of lock is around you. Combination, electronic, RFID, you never know. Now this is a small anti-pickpocketing flap that goes on the inside of your front pants pocket. If it's full-sized fucking women's pants. I'm not going to get started on that right now, but I will. Some other time. The idea is if you put your phone or something about that same size and fold this over it, it makes it so you can't steal it as easily. But once I've cut it up, it's not anymore. It doesn't function. It doesn't stay. It doesn't do whatever it did before, if that's what happens to it. Now, let's see. What all have I defined today? Hi. I've defined go mode, what the what. I've defined a crossbow moth. I've given some footnotes on Shauna Silva. I've defined this and its lack of a true definition. Now, here's the thing. We've got some supplies for this. We have the torch lighter. You have the fake blood tube. You have the fake blood bolt. We've got Stanley in a current form of a staple gun. He's in there, don't worry. We have Igor, but he's not with us right now. We have a file. We have 2 sets of pliers. And we have a switchblade. The pliers have not been used. So what are we missing? We defined go mode. We defined what the what. We defined Shauna Silva. We defined crossbow moth. We defined some things about Bingus and Floppa. We kind of brushed on the topic, but we're not going to get into it today. That is for a future live stream during the daytime. During the daytime. So, we haven't defined anything with the pliers yet. And you see, there was a secret supply that no one knew about. A secret supply that no one knew about yet. That's hidden. It's hidden away. It's in my pocket. Watch this. Let me just unzip my pocket. And we got Pinchers the lobster. Pinchers has pinchers. Clattering is very useful for me. These clatter. I don't know how well that sound shows up. These clatter. And they pinch, like pinchers. These are the link. These are the link between Clatter and Pinchers the lobster, because Pinchers has pinchers and Pliers have pinchers. Now, as Pinchers pinches with his pinchers, you lobster, and Pliers clatter, it's sort of a three segments of clattering and Pinchers the lobster. That's all I had today. I'm gonna go wash my fucking face off. I don't know. Hi. I don't know if anyone has stayed for this. I have not been paying attention. If anyone did, what the fuck? What the fuck are you even doing? Go outside.